Welcome to the Missing Pages, where we uncover fascinating and mysterious stories from around the world. If you love exploring untold tales, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The RMS Titanic, the world's largest and most luxurious ship at the time, set sail on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England to New York on April 10, 1912. On board were people from all walks of life, from renowned industrialists and actors to immigrants seeking a better life in America. Commanded by the 62-year-old Captain Edward John Smith, Titanic became the subject of immense excitement. At 269 meters in length and more than 53 meters high, it was not only the largest ship of its era, but also one of the most luxurious. Built at a cost of $7.5 million, equivalent to $400 million today with inflation, Titanic boasted facilities that could rival a five-star hotel: stained glass mirrors, ornate wood paneling, 2 grand staircases, a heated swimming pool, a Turkish bath, an electric bath, a gym, a squash court, 4 restaurants, 2 barber shops, and a library. In addition to its luxurious amenities, Titanic was considered unsinkable due to its innovative safety features. These included a double-bottomed hull and 16 watertight compartments, which would supposedly allow the ship to stay afloat even if several compartments flooded. 2 days into the voyage, on April 12th, Titanic began receiving ice warnings, a common occurrence in the North Atlantic, where icebergs posed a significant danger to ships. Although the Titanic changed course twice to avoid ice, it did not reduce speed. The ship continued at 21.5 knots, about 40 kilometers per h. On April 14th, Titanic received 7 more ice warnings, yet Captain Smith and his crew chose to ignore them, maintaining the ship's speed despite the clear threat. That evening, the moon was not visible, and the lack of moonlight meant visibility was poor. Frederick Fleet, a lookout stationed in the Crow's Nest, saw the iceberg at 11:39 p.m. He rang the bell thrice and immediately alerted the officers on the bridge, shouting that there was an iceberg ahead. First Officer William Murdoch attempted to steer the ship left, but the collision at 11:40 p.m. was unavoidable. The iceberg, measuring 200 by 400 feet, was immense, weighing an estimated 1.5 million tons. Titanic's starboard side scraped against it, causing significant damage, especially near the bow. Despite the size and strength of Titanic, the iceberg created small holes that led to the flooding of the ship's compartments. At first, Captain Smith and Thomas Andrews, the ship's architect, believed the damage was manageable. However, the reality soon became clear. Titanic was sinking. The unsinkable ship was doomed. The 2 key safety features, the double-bottom hull and watertight compartments, were rendered ineffective. By midnight, Captain Smith ordered a distress signal to be sent. Radio operator Jack Phillips sent out several SOS signals, but there was no immediate response. Finally, at 12:20 a.m., RMS Carpathia, a nearby ship, received the distress call. However, Carpathia was 107 kilometers away and would take 3.5 hours to reach Titanic. Despite their efforts, Titanic's crew was hampered by a lack of preparation. The ship had only 20 lifeboats, enough for just 1,200 of the approximately 2,200 passengers and crew. Early on, many passengers still believed the ship was unsinkable and did not panic. In fact, the first lifeboat lowered had a capacity for 65 people, yet only 28 boarded. As the ship began to tilt, panic set in and passengers fought to secure spots on the remaining lifeboats. By 1 a.m., Titanic's bow had sunk beneath the waterline, and the stern rose dramatically. By 2:05 a.m., the last lifeboat was launched, but 1,500 people remained aboard. Eyewitnesses reported chaotic scenes as the ship began to break apart. At 2:20 a.m., Titanic's stern finally separated from the bow, and the ship sank into the icy waters of the Atlantic. And of the 1,500 people who went down with the ship, Most perished either by drowning or from hypothermia. The water temperature was below freezing, around -2 degrees Celsius, and those who fell in died within minutes. Captain Smith was believed to have stayed at the helm until the end, though some speculate he may have taken his own life. RMS Carpathia arrived at the scene around 3:30 to 4 a.m., but by then it was too late. Only the dead bodies of Titanic's passengers were left. Adding to the tragedy was the fact that another nearby ship, the SS Californian, was only 37 kilometers away when Titanic hit the iceberg. However, the Californian had turned off its radio for the night and failed to respond to Titanic's distress signals. After the disaster, investigations pointed to numerous failures. The lifeboat shortage was blamed on the assumption that Titanic was unsinkable. Additionally, Captain Smith had canceled a safety drill on the day of the collision, further contributing to the lack of preparedness. The ship's speed, despite the iceberg warnings, was also questioned. It was speculated that White Star Line's chairman, Joseph Bruce Ismay, pressured Captain Smith to maintain the ship's speed to set a new record for the fastest crossing. This disaster led to significant changes in maritime regulations. In 1914, the International Ice Patrol was established to warn ships about icebergs in the North Atlantic. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, was also enacted, mandating sufficient lifeboats and other safety measures on ships. The wreckage of Titanic remained undiscovered for over 70 years, until ocean explorer Robert Ballard and French oceanographer Jean-Louis Michel found it in 1985, 3,800 meters beneath the sea. By then, the ship had been eroded by microorganisms and environmental factors. It's expected that by 2030, the Titanic wreck will completely disintegrate. The Titanic tragedy continues to captivate the public. In 2012, Australian billionaire Clive Palmer announced plans to build a replica called Titanic II. However, delays have pushed back the project, and some speculate that there's little interest in the ship, as it would lack modern conveniences like TV and Wi-Fi. The story of the Titanic remains one of the most tragic and poignant maritime disasters in history, marked by human error, arrogance, and a series of unfortunate events. Its legacy has reshaped maritime safety forever. Thank you for watching The Missing Pages. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out other intriguing videos on our channel. See you next time.